Oh shoot, ooh, y'all, the vid done got me. I'm trying my best to unvid. How y'all doing tonight? I literally like 3 seconds ago finished filming, so I had like the camera set up on this side, and I had on something different. I had this on to film, but the angle that I was filming, that looked cute. And then when I sat down here to do the live, I was like, oh, all of a sudden the thing the thing was so high up, and I was like, oh my god, this is too much. But hello everyone. How is everybody doing tonight? As y'all come in, let me know where y'all are calling from. Oh, as I try to sit here and breathe. Tonight we y'all asked a lot of good questions. We got a lot of questions to go through. I had actually wanted to queue up the questions. Let me see. So that I can pin them so that when you're watching, you know what question I'm on. So let me go over here to the community page. But like I had just finished saying, I had just finished filming like literally 2 seconds before. I was hoping to have, at least half an hour in between. So let me Ooh, y'all got a lot. Wow, there's a lot of questions. All right, hopefully we can get through all of these. But if not, it is okay because um we got questions for future lives and whatnot. Are y'all on here? Oh, good. Okay. Hey, Ash. How you doing, boo? Hey, Ash K. How you doing? Good to see you again. Dami Coco. Hello. Good to see you again. Liv Nicole. Oh, I was about to say good to see you again. And it clearly says first time catching a live. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself. Jesse Knight, how are you? Hello, Beatrice. Looking great as usual. Love the earrings. Thank you so much. I am trying so hard to not be coughing and hacking up and whatnot. Hello, Sarah. How are you? I didn't even know, y'all. I didn't even know they was giving out COVID in 2025, but clearly my ass got it, or I should say, it got me. I'm like trying to decide how far down. I have that like I'm at that point where I have that annoying cough. All right, Jersey. Yeah, I had COVID. Hello, I meant to put this up though. Hello, Danielle. Why did I say it like that? That sounded so crazy. I'm feeling better, but like, whew. And this was a strong COVID too. I was like, yo, COVID wasn't like this when I had it, back in 2025. All right, let me make me a document here because I need to copy the question, paste the questions to this document. Oh Lord. This thing put this in such a small print. All right. So the first one, let's see. Or should I? No, because if I do this as a if I do it as a photo, like a screenshot of the question, it's going to make the screen look a little weird. Okay. So this is the first one I'm going to put up about chafing. So what I'm going to do, and if you guys want to if you guys want to, I think it disappeared. All right, I'm going to put it in the chat in a second. I'm going to put a link if you want to come on the live and ask your question. You can come on camera if you want, or if you just want to do audio because you shy. I know how y'all be shy, whatever. You could do that. I'll put the Oh. All right. This is the first question. Let me put it okay, there we go. It looks like I'm asking the question, but I swear it's not. It's not me asking. And then here's the link. Wanna ask a question live? Come true. Okay, here we go. There's the link if you want to ask your question live. I feel like it makes the live a more lively experience. So this question was asked by, did I copy the name? I think it's Sia is who asked this question. What should I do about chafing? It's so painful to walk while chafing at my thighs. I've done it all. Anti-chafe creams, cooling gels, and wearing women boxes to cover the area, but no relief. Now, initially when I saw this, all I saw was what do I do about chafing? And I was like, oh, perfect. I could it's but then you said you done tried everything. Excuse me. Oh God, sorry guys. I'm gonna crowdsource this one because I was gonna suggest all of these things too. The only thing that I could think of is maybe if you're sweating these things off, you might need to reapply them. Um, but if the boxers aren't even working, that's like the boxers. I wouldn't say boxers because boxers are if I'm thinking they're made out of cotton, you need something more like a Spanx material to kind of help, something more durable to kind of help because otherwise, the friction of your thighs rubbing together is just going to eat away at the cotton. You want something a little more stretchy and a little bit more durable, like a Spanx kind of material, like a shapewear kind of material. It doesn't have to be as far as some shapewear, but um yeah, people are saying bike shorts. Yeah, I would say something that's a bit more stretchy because women's boxers, in my head, I'm thinking of boy shorts that are made out of cotton, and those are probably not even long enough to kind of cover the area anyway. Um, let's see. Now, mind you guys, I'm gonna try to get to your questions in the chat too, but some people submitted questions earlier. Can I mute myself? Yes. Okay, good, because I need to blow my nose and I don't need y'all hearing that. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Let's see. Next question. All right, let me stick this in here. This next question has to do with hyperpigmentation and lasers. Okay, so this question, what are the best lasers for someone who wants to correct small amounts of hyperpigmentation under eyes and acne scars, wants renewed, fresh, glowing skin, and small concerns about fine lines? Ooh, that's a lot of questions. All right, so for this one, I would say, oh, and I meant to put something on Instagram, on my Instagram stories, because people ask some questions there, and I meant to tell them that I'm going to answer it live here, but All right. Small amounts of hyperpigmentation under the eyes. I would say if you have not, right? Because usually when you're trying to get rid of hyperpigmentation, usually there's like a hierarchy that happens. Like you start with stuff that you can get over the counter, but typically things over the counter aren't going to work quite as well for older hyperpigmentation, older discoloration. And typically the next step from that is to go to a pro. So I don't necessarily think that, I don't know where this person is in their journey, like how far they've gone up the levels. But typically, if you go to a dermatologist or a professional that is also trained to use laser, they're usually not going to start you off with laser first. They're going to usually start you off with something like, if they're a doctor, a prescription cream. Estheticians will probably start you off with some sort of like facial treatment. They're probably not even going to start you off with a peel right away. A lot of estheticians want to kind of ease you into that. But I would say to start with other treatments first before you jump to laser. However, if you're at the point where it's like, girl, yes, I want me some laser, you can look at PicoSure. I did a video on my experiences with PicoSure. I have some natural contour lines that really help to get rid of a good majority of it. And even with some of these treatments, it's like they work well, but some discoloration is just like excuse me, unruly. Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys if I'm like coughing. I ain't wanna I ain't wanna I ain't wanna cancel the live because I feel good, but it's just like I sound disgusting. Acne scars, Pico can help with that as well. Well, Pico Shore is amazing because it can do all of this. It can help with rejuvenating. It can help with fine lines. I would even suggest looking into doing some sort of like at-home LED red light therapy. I personally have a contract with a company called Iris Store. I've used their devices and have had amazing results. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Let me show you real quick what this thing did for my neck, my back. Hold on here, guys, because when you get on a live with me, I like it to be interactive. But usually my hands work a lot slower than my than my mouth do. So just bear with me 1 second, and I'm gonna share my screen with you to show you what a laser did for my neck. And then I got a video coming up. If you're a member, the video is available to view now. But I have a video coming up where is it? On Sunday for all the things that I did for my under eye area, including the red light therapy. But yeah, you can see here. Let me hide this comment so y'all can see this a little bit better. Can I make this bigger? I don't know. But y'all can see that even if I can't make it any bigger. You see how I had a little like gobble before, and then it's, it's smooth. She's smooth. So also look into red light. Nana said she tried hard not to finish that song. We are all the same person, honestly. All right, next question. And keep leaving your questions in the chat. Excuse me. I'm gonna go through the chat and see what I see. But I did have people who left comments previously. Let's see. Okay. That I wanted to kind of get through. The gobble was not prior to weight loss. That's only a 10-week difference. Let me show you this again. This is only after 10 weeks. And I track my weight sometimes. Mostly. But the weight loss could have made that look more of a gobble, because when you lose weight, you're losing fat, and the fat, the muscles, and all these other systems are what help to prop up the skin. So losing weight could have probably made that look a little bit worse. So this is the LED light helps to tighten and rejuvenate the skin. So the thing with weight loss after 30, yes, do it. However, we have to be mindful of how, like, I've talked about this in videos, so you can check it out. But when it comes to losing weight after 30, sometimes it can also affect, like, I lost 30 pounds between 2019 and 2020 or 2021. And my face was just like, whoop. Like the body was like, but then the face was like, shoot. Because as we age, you're already losing collagen, fat, muscle laxities happening. You're losing bone density, and all of that is already happening. And then you lose weight on top of it. For some people, it could be a lot. All right, did I copy the next question? Okay, so this person asks, and the person's name is Miss Brandiva. She asks, the area around my mouth for some reason is so dry. Even when I cleanse, use hyaluronic acid and moisturize, my mouth area still gets dry and peels. Why is that? I kind of wish these people were in the live too, so I could like ask follow-up questions, because I wonder if you're also using any kind of like retinoid, like whether it's over-the-counter retinol or if you're using something like tretinoin, because the area around the mouth can be a little thinner than the other areas, and it might be a little bit more sensitive. I don't know why I'm talking like this, where it's like everything's a question. It's the COVID brain. But but it could be that whatever active you're using doesn't have necessarily even have to be retinoid. Whatever active that you're using could be something that's a little strong for that sensitive skin there. So what you might excuse me, what you might want, every time I cough, I'm gonna try to mute so y'all don't be subjected to that. I lost my train of thought. So for the mouth area, what you can do in the meantime, try to put some Vaseline over that area. Like try to keep the actives off of the area for a little bit. Put your moisturizer. Obviously, wear sunscreen during the day, and at night, put some Vaseline or Aquaphor, plain Vaseline, no petroleum, cocoa butter, cherry flavored, cocoa pop, whatever kind. Just plain regular Vaseline, petroleum jelly, or Aquaphor. Do that a couple of nights and it should help. And then kind of be mindful of what you're putting on your skin. If it's something like a harsh active that's kind of making it dry there, you might want to put your moisturizer on first in that area, then put on the active, and then put the moisturizer on. That could help with some of the dryness. But see what else you got to think about. What else is in your routine that could be causing that? Oh, I need some more water. Oh, and guys, I don't know if this thing lets me pin comments, but I'm gonna put the link in again. If anybody wants to come on the live and ask a question. I just posted that in the chat. All right, next question. Now, mind you, I'm answering questions first from the people who left comments on the post, the community post. All right, let's see. All right, so this question was, damn, I didn't even have a chance to mute. When you say make sure they have receipts for working on black skin, fillets, etc., you mean just reading reviews, or can you discuss how to really check for receipts? Some of these businesses like to, and then they put remove negative reviews. So here's the thing, right? I always say this in videos, and it's for a reason, because it'd be some people who like to pretend that they the United Colors of Benetton, that they don't see color, they could do no, they lying. No, in all seriousness, in 2025, if you call yourself a skin, let me say that over. In 2025, you should not be able to call yourself a skin pro if you don't know how to work with black skin, right? But unfortunately, it happens. So the thing is, there are certain treatments that we can't use as skin with having darker skin, and there are certain treatments that should only be for darker skin. So for example, we can use laser, but we can only use either the diode or the Nd:YAG lasers, right? But it's also not enough to be using the right laser. You need the right person, right? So there's a lot of stuff out there that you have to be careful with, and the person who is going to be messing around with your skin and like, look, let me just keep it a bug. They're gonna be effing around with your skin. You need to make sure that they know what they're doing, right? So, excuse me, it's a delicate tangle because there are so many things that can cause hyperpigmentation, that can cause keloids, so on and so forth. So for example, when I got my breast reduction, I went to a white doctor. Not to say that white people don't know what they're talking about when it comes to deeper skin, but there's certain things that they may not know. Like my doctor did me no harm, right? However, there was a point somewhere, I think it was like somewhere in, wait, let me, somewhere like right in here. I didn't even notice it. My dermatologist noticed it. She was like, "Oh, let me shoot you up right here with a steroid. It wasn't a steroid. I forget what it was, but it was something because she said it looked like I was starting to develop a keloid. You know, a keloid is where the skin is going so fast to heal itself that it's doing it so quickly that you have like this growth of skin. So she was like, "Let me hit you with a little boom, boom, boom to keep the keloid from forming." Right? And I was like, "All right, thank you, doc." You know, my derm is black. But again, I mentioned black and white. I hope I'm not confused. I hope I'm not confusing y'all. I'm mentioning black and white just because they're black and white. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to make sure that they know what they're doing. So yes, that is reading reviews. Now, if you're now I noticed something that she said that they sometimes remove reviews. If it's a doctor, it is against, I don't know which law that it is, but doctors cannot remove negative reviews. Okay, so if you're going to a doctor, they cannot remove negative reviews. That has to stay on there. Okay. Um, but yes, reading the reviews is one step. That's something that's going to be able to tell you something. But I think one of the best ways is to go in for a consultation. Now, unfortunately, consultations aren't always free. Um, if you do decide to work with that person, usually what they'll do is credit the consultation fee towards whatever service that you're getting. But I think an in-person consultation is great because in addition to reading reviews and trying to get like referrals from people that you know and trust, um, because when you do the in-person consultation, you get an idea of their vibe, right? Like if does the person seem rushed? Are they answering your questions? Is their environment sterile? Is it clean? Are they clean? So these are things that you can kind of get a vibe for. Now, why I personally sorry. You see how much I love y'all? In a second, I'm about to go get me some cough drops. But why I personally stopped telling y'all who I go to is because I used to tell all the time, and then I would get complaints. Like all in my DM, people complaining, "Oh, I went to that dermatologist," or "I went to," and it's always with service providers. "Oh, I went to that dermatologist," "Oh, I went to that hair braider you went." I don't know why I'm giving the people with the complaints that voice, but I don't know. That's what I'm doing. "Oh, I went to that hair braider or that hairstylist, or I bought hair from this company." I stopped doing that because I get so many complaints, and I love the people that I go to. But if people gonna complain, I'm like, you're not coming to me with the complaints. And plus, the way I pick providers, I go by vibe. I look at the reviews, but I mostly go by vibe. Like the lady who does my electrolysis is a white Jewish woman who does it out of her apartment. And for some people, that might be like, "Girl, what?" But I looked up her reviews. I left her a voice message. She called me back. We had a 3-minute conversation. Within the 3 minutes, I was like, "Oh, I like her vibe. She gonna do me." I went to her for my first appointment. We happen to be the same exact age. We grew up around, New York City. Da, 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 da. So like I go by vibe a lot, and that has helped me a lot. But for you guys, you really need to go in for in-person consultation so you can get an idea, because just because I vibe with somebody because they were born in 1981 don't mean that you go like them to do your electrolysis. Okay. So yes. So when I say make sure they have receipts, excuse me, I am basically talking about looking up reviews. The voice is on point. I'm basically talking about looking up reviews and see if you can get a consultation. Because the last thing you need, and especially, right? Because there are a lot of like fake professionals. So, and also in looking up the receipts, you might want to look up their licensing too. So if someone says that they're a board certified dermatologist, one of the first things you want to look for is their license. Like, are they their licensed esthetician? Okay. Is their license up to date? Every state is going to have something where you can look these people up to see if they have their licenses and everything is up to date. These are things that you need to do to make sure that you're going to the right professional. All right, next question. Hey, Coley Cole. Hopefully the ladies catch you up. All right, so this next question: what products do you recommend to reapply sunscreen over makeup for dark-skinned girlies? So unfortunately, there's really only 2 categories, and out of the 1 category, there's only 1 product that I kind of can recommend that doesn't look crazy. I'm answering questions, but it looked like I'm answering my own question. But I'm copying and pasting the questions from people who left their question on the community post. So, and for the powder, like reapplying with a mineral powder, the Supergoop, let me pull it up. Supergoop mineral, what is it called? Powder. There we go. And I'll put this in the link in the description. All right, so it is, am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. Share this tab instead. Okay, so here we go. This is the product. It comes in different colors. Clearly, we want the dark for deeper skin. Okay. Now, the reason why I say this is the only one that I can recommend, I've tried so many of these. Am I not sharing the screen? Oh, add the stage. There we go. The reason why I recommend this one and can't recommend any others is I have tried so many of them. And the thing with these mineral powder things to reapply over your makeup, so they're great because they help to take down shine, and it also is reapplying your sunscreen over your makeup. But if the product packaging is not on point, you can wind up depositing a whole bunch of powder on one part of your face. This is one where I have tried where it gives you a nice even application. It's almost impossible to goof with this. I've tried cheaper ones and have gotten big deposits of powder all over the place, and that's obviously not what you want. I've also tried the one from what's that brand with the green packaging? I think it's Color Science. I don't think that, I felt like it wasn't deep enough unless they've come out with something most recently. This is the best one so thus far. Let me put this in the description. And then obviously you want the dark one if you have deeper skin. Okay, hold on. Now, the other option is the type of like SPF makeup mist. Now, the thing is, you have to make sure that what you're using says that it can be sprayed on over makeup, because there's a lot of sunscreens that come in a spray that aren't meant to be sprayed over makeup. And the thing with that is you go put that on and all of a sudden you got like these big ass particles on your face that are like damn near like raindrops on your face, and it can mess up your makeup. And then there's a lot of sunscreen sprays that you got to spray in your hand and then apply to your face, and like that defeats the purpose when it comes to reapplying over makeup. So Supergoop also has a mist, which I'll show you in 2 seconds. Let me just put this in the description. See, I'm trying to multitask here, get y'all links and whatnot. Let me put my little link disclosure. When you shop using my links, I get a small commission back into the channel. Okay. So Supergoop also makes a setting spray, SPF setting spray. Let's see if we can find, where is it at? It's called the Refresh Mist. Actually, you know what? I'm saying there's two major ways, but there's actually four, and I'll tell you. I just thought of it just now. But let me get through the Refresh Mist first. And then I'll talk about the other ones. Refresh Mist. All right. Oh, and it's on sale at Supergoop's website. Supergoop is having a Supergoop is having a website. Supergoop is having a 20% off sale. So FYI. Okay, so there's that. Elf also makes a spray that I want to say is a dupe for this. I like the Elf spray. And if you want to see these in action, let me see if I can find a video. Okay, reapply. I will also, here we go. All right, let me share this so we can watch this together. All right. Finally got you to wear sunscreen, but now you're like, okay, but how do I reapply it over my makeup? I got you. Depending on the formula of your sunscreen, you may be able to take a makeup sponge and just use that to apply over your makeup. Now, this isn't my favorite because it can get a little messy, but here's two more options. This is actually one of my personal favorites because not only am... All right, we just talked about that. And here's how the spray... Oh, wait, but y'all might want to see how the powder goes over the skin. I'm muting this because I don't know if the music is going to give me a copyright for the live. Because, you know, they let you get away with stuff on shorts. All right, and then there's the spray. Okay. Now, there's actually a fourth. Some of these sunscreen sticks can also be used to reapply your sunscreen over your makeup. So all of these are going to depend on how much makeup you have on. Like the actually, you know, using a sponge and putting your, you know, your lotion sunscreen and using a sponge, that's not going to work for me. I wear too much makeup for that. But the mineral powder and the spray works for me. And some of these sticks, like there's the Shiseido stick. Let's see. All right, so there's the Elf. Let me put the Elf in the description with a link. Some of these sticks, especially if they're a clear stick, you might be able to get away with using that over makeup, depending on, you know, what you have on. But I would say if you are a makeup girl, do the mist. I put two links in the description, or you can do the powder. I also have that in the description. And then let me get our next question. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. All right. So AJ56909. Okay, let me remove this. Yes, please hit the like button. I hear the like button cures COVID. All right, so she said, we wash our skin for 1 minute. Should we also be rinsing that same 1 minute, albeit gently? All right, so this is the 1 minute rule that LA Beautyologist came up with to wash your face. I don't think you need to rinse for 1 minute. That's a lot. Now the 1 minute rule, right? So it's basically, cleansing your skin for 60 seconds. This is not something that everybody necessarily needs to do because some people manual manipulation of your face can, your face can be a little sensitive to that. If you're washing it for 1 minute, I don't think you need to be rinsing for 1 minute too. I think that's going to be a lot. But that's something that kind of comes down to personal preference and what your skin can handle. You don't have to wash your face for 60 seconds, but some people find it very beneficial in their skincare routines. Oh, I think I got most of these questions. All right, let's see. Monica asks this one. Is Monica on here? I don't know if I saw Monica. Excuse me. All right. That's not necessarily true. If you're wearing makeup, you should double cleanse. You don't automatically have to double cleanse if you're wearing sunscreen, unless the sunscreen is something that is hard to come off, which usually like mineral sunscreens usually have that, because mineral sunscreens have the similar ingredients as like a foundation, like especially the iron oxides and the titanium dioxide and those kind of pigments, and it makes it a little harder to come off. But I don't think you necessarily have to double cleanse if you're wearing sunscreen. Especially like a chemical sunscreen. Those are usually easy to come off with regular cleanser. Why am I? This is from Monica, who is a member of the channel. Make sure that you check out the membership. There's some cool perks, giveaways. You get to watch videos early. We do challenges. But she wants to know why my pimples like to hang out on my face like it's an Airbnb. I get them less frequently, but when I do get that one, it's there for weeks no matter what I do. So it's possible that these are more like, they might not necessarily be like a whitehead or a blackhead. It might actually be an allergic reaction to something, and you might think that it's a pimple. Something like that. Yeah, because a pimple's really not going to last that long. I've had pimples that last. I'd be like, God damn, like it take a couple of days of wearing a pimple patch for it to go away. But I would also say to look into finding a derm just to make sure it might be an allergic reaction to something, and you got to go about treating it a totally different way. Cystic pimples, yeah. At first, when you said mystic pimple, I was like, a mystic pimple. I was like, ooh. Cystic pimples do tend to last a little bit longer, but I wouldn't say she's staying there for weeks. I mean, yeah, I guess. But in same difference though, I would go see a dermatologist because they got that special stuff that will help really nicely to get rid of that. Like they can give you an injection and then the pimple can go down, or they can give you some sort of like blue light treatment. Or if it's not a pimple, they can tell you what it actually is. All right. Let me see what other. I might go to an Instagram question because somebody had asked me about breast reduction scars. But I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. All right, here's one that I did. Let me put. All right, this one, I have extremely oily skin. What are good cleansers and sunscreen to use? I'm a Black woman, by the way. Honestly, I assume everybody's a Black woman on this channel. Although we do have a lot of men, and we do have other people of color, non-Black people of color, I should say. But I'm just gonna automatically assume that y'all is like me. All right, so I would say to get something like a foaming cleanser. Honestly, when I think when you guys ask me questions like this, like you want me to give you specific, hi Saeed, you want me to give you specific products, and sometimes like like yeah, I could do that, but I'm an overthinker because I'm like I would rather you find like give you the information and you find what you need. But like I like the La Roche Posay, what's it called? Let me see if I could find it without having to get up and find. It's a blue cleanser, the purifying. Okay, this is a good one. Let me show you. Share my screen. All right, let me add this to the stage. All right, so I like this. Can I make this bigger? Okay, that'll take me off of there. All right, let me take off my Rakuten. All right, so with this, I really love this. It's $19.99, but $19.99 for 13.5 ounces, or you can get the refill. The refill is a couple bucks less, or you can get a smaller container if you just want to try it out. Wait, $14.99 for the smaller one, and then the bigger one. If you, I don't know. To me, the bigger size makes more sense. There's more bang for your buck. But I like this. Similar cleansers that are like in this vein where it's like a foaming cleanser. CeraVe has one. I'm trying to think who else. The Hyaluronic Cloud cleanser from what's that guy's name? Peter Thomas Roth. When it comes to sunscreens, try to look for things that are water resistant, because that'll buy you a little bit more time. Water resistant doesn't mean waterproof, but it means that it can stick around a little bit longer. It's more resistant to the elements. And then you definitely want to make sure that you're reapplying, because having extremely oily skin can break down your sunscreen through the day. All right. So let me get in here and see what you guys were asking in the chat. Oh, y'all was chatting up in here. All right, let's see. Oh yeah. Whew. Listen, that thing was so strong. Let's what's your question? IJF. Is it in here? Can you give us some recession fashion advice? Yes, I will do that on the Fashions channel. I like to keep things, because some people like they don't like it's either one thing or the other. That's why, I be like, golly. What is the best way to sharpen eye pencils? I've tried different sharpeners, putting them in the fridge, etc. Any mascaras you're loving? I like the NARS eye pencil sharpener. I don't know if you've ever tried that. It has like the two. I just really like that because of how clean it gets the pencils. Mascaras. Honestly, I tend to use whatever sent to me, but I really like the L'Oreal. I think it's like L'Oreal Lash Paradise. What is this called? L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Yes, the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. Let me show y'all what this look like. This is it here. I'll put it in the description so you can get it. And then a lot of these will also pop up on YouTube Shopping as well too, if we're applicable. So you could, click on the thing that says view products, or you can just go in the description box and, the old fashioned way and click it and get it. Also, there's another one that I've been using recently. I think it's Too Faced. They sent it to me. I would, like Too Faced mascara. What is it called? It's in a pink and it's this one. Wait, where'd it go? It's this one, the ribbon wrapped. Extreme length tubing mascara. This one's pretty nice too, but it's $29. You know, like that's a lot of money. Oh, we got somebody on the. I know that's not my little sis. Hi. What? All right, let me stop sharing. Put me back up on here, y'all. Not my little sister.
Hey, good day.
How you doing?
Oh no. I was is it back? Okay.
How you doing, girl? You look so pretty.
I'm good. I'm sorry for the weird feedback. I don't know if it's feedback on your side and the
It's
lighting and everything, but how are you? I'm sorry about the COVID.
oh my god, wait. Okay, no, that's not it. I was like, no, that mutes you. I don't know. Can you? I'm not hearing feedback. You're hearing feedback. You're saying right? Oh damn! I have to say that you didn't, little sis. What's up? What is your question now that you on the line? What is up, my beautiful sis?
Um, I'm sorry. I'm hearing everything back, but
Oh, the
you
feedback is
can't
messing you
see
up.
it.
You might need to
You
mute the
can't see it.
live.
Okay, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
see what I need to do. This is mm, yes.
Did that help? Well, hopefully you can still hear me.
I'm so sorry. This is
It's okay, girl. I'm just over here looking in the chat to see who else got a up in here so I can have that queued up after we finish talking. Somebody said I'm
right.
new to my scarf, so I'm staying off camera.
I guess I'll just say the thing and then hopefully it gets answered and I'll get off so I don't distract too much. Um, so basically, I had a quick question about vitamin C. Um, I had a weird reaction to one of the vitamin C's that I used. Like I had been using it for a long time, but I had a like a weird light spot. It like almost bleached part of my chin, and it's like so many shades lighter. And I've been like working on it for months to get it back. Has that ever happened to you? Does anybody have any advice on that? Because it's just like my face is completely normal. You can really see it through all this lighting, but like my face is normal, but like this spot, once I hit the actual natural light, it's just bam.
Yeah. Did you notice anything else besides before it started to lighten up? Did you notice like any like blisters or
No,
irritation or anything like that?
I just woke up the next day and it was just like,
Yeah. I've not if anybody in the chat has had any, like a similar experience, please, of course chime in. It could be a couple of things. So it could be that you got burned, and sometimes when you get burned, sometimes you do have that lightening of the skin. I remember one time I got burned by a white dermatologist who told me that she had the right laser, and I had hypopigmentation for like on a couple of spots on my face and on my chest. And the pigment came back. How long ago did you notice it?
mm, it's been about like 3 months now.
Okay. That I would. I was trying to be diplomatic. I was trying not to be like, oh my god, girl. No, but I would say it does take time for the pigment to come back sometimes if you get burned like that. But it's also possible that the vitamin C didn't do it at all, because there's certain conditions
Okay.
where the skin, you can have patches of lightened skin. There's so many different ones, like vitiligo. One's called like idiopathic something something something, which basically means that they're not quite sure how or what causes it, but it happens. It could be that that's a coincidence and that happened at the same time. Um, sorry. Since it's been 3 months though, and have you noticed any improvement in the pigment coming back?
I noticed kinda gradually going down, and then all of a sudden it no, you're fine, bless you. It sudden the other day, and so it basically looks like what is his name? Like, is it I forgot, like, that it doesn't matter, but, like, it looks like it basically just looks like Greenland on my chin. It's
It looks
weird.
like what?
Like like Greenland, the country. And Dora the Explorer can find it right here. It's so weird.
Little sis. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I would say to try to see if you could see like next time you go to your doctor. Now the thing is, this is one of those instances where you definitely want somebody who understands skin of color. Because otherwise they'll be like, continue to keep making sure that you keep it covered, put sunscreen, make sure like you're super diligent with the sunscreen on that area. Because with the skin being lightened there, it's even more susceptible to the sun damage. So make sure you using sunscreen. Which, if you be watching me, I know you wearing your sunscreen anyway. But make sure that you're super, super, super diligent with it and reapplying. But yeah, since it's been some time, it does sound good that it's starting that it has made some improvement. But I would, I would see a dermatologist to make sure that everything is everything. Maybe they can give you something to kind of help speed it up to get it to look like where you want it to look. All right. Any other questions?
No, I'll get off for now, but I'll message you, I'll email you, but, like, I just wanted
Yeah.
you to say hello. It's so
It was so, oh my God, it's so good to actually see you. Like, I always see your comments and I'm always like, oh my God, my little sis. And you do look like my little sister. I love it. You have a great night and thank you for hopping on. And hopefully it inspires these fraidy cats to get up on the live as well. And you guys, you don't have to get on. Love you. Mwah. You guys, you don't have to get on camera. You can, just do the audio, All right. So Beatrice asks, what's a good exfoliant for normal skin and how often should it be applied? So exfoliants are categorized by what your like end goal is, right? So there's exfoliants that are good for anti-aging, there's exfoliants that are good for acne and clearing the pores, and so on and so forth, right? So and then there's exfoliants that like if your skin is a little bit on the sensitive side, that they're better for that. So this is one of those questions where I'd be like, I feel like y'all are looking for me to say a specific product, but I don't want to, push you in that direction because I don't know what else is in your skincare routine and whatnot, and what your skin is going to tolerate. What I will say is determine what your goal is. There's also there's chemical exfoliants, there's physical exfoliants, and there's enzymes. Determine what your goal is, and that'll narrow things down. So if you're looking to get like smoother skin, then you're looking more towards the anti-aging type of exfoliants. If you have acne, then you're maybe looking more towards BHA, aka salicylic acid. If you're a little bit more sensitive, maybe you want to go for the polyhydroxy acids, or maybe even like an enzyme exfoliant. Whatever you wind up using with exfoliating, I feel like a lot of these products say to use it every day, sometimes twice a day. I think that's too much for skin of color. I think if you have normal skin, no more than 1 to 3 times a week. If you have dry skin, no more than 1 to 2 times a week. And if your skin is feeling sensitive, or if you're using if you're using certain medications or certain prescription creams, like if you're just starting on something like tretinoin, that you might want to, skip the exfoliation for a little bit and then, kind of bring it back into your routine. All right, let's see what else. Hey, Valencia, I don't know if you're still on here, but hello. Excuse me. All right. Introvert asks, what can I use for dark spots on my face? They appear out of nowhere. I've used bleaching creams. The turmeric DIY still doesn't work. It's on both sides of my cheekbones. I hated it. I'm gonna direct you to, because there's a long explanation for this, because there's levels. If they're newer dark spots, there's things that you can use over the counter. I don't know what kind of bleaching creams you were using. Because I mean, technically, anything that's going to fade dark spots can be called a bleaching agent. But I just want to make sure, like, it's not like a bleaching cream, like them, my bleach kind of bleaching cream. Don't use that. But the things that you can use over the counter, like Topicals Faded, or Kiehl's has a dark spot treatment, or any of the dark spot treatments that you can get over the counter. Those are best for newer dark spots. Those are the ones you've had like less than 4 months. If you've had dark spots for like 4 months or older, that's when you need to see a skin of color professional. Usually they'll start you out with a prescription cream, which is something I've used before for fade and discoloration underneath my eyes. Then, next step would be something like peels or lasers or, what have you. I will send you to a video that explains all of that. I will link it in 2 seconds. Hold on. Okay. Dark spots. How to. And if you are not wearing sunscreen, okay, I'm putting this in the chat right now. If you are not wearing sunscreen, not gonna help, not gonna work, because the sun exposure worsens pigmentation. And if you in here trying to fade dark spots and whatnot, give me 2 seconds. Ooh. This is the most I've talked since I've gotten over COVID. So I didn't realize how much like talking would affect everything. But anyway, sunscreen, don't play. And then I put the link to the video where you could get like the full breakdown, because it depends on where you are with the dark spots. Oh, let me put, if anybody else wants to come on, here's the link to that. Let's see. Hey, Charlene. I don't know if you're still here, but hello. Amen. I wish there were more Black laser professionals as well. Let's see. Cold Diva, good evening. How are you, miss? Thank you for joining. Hi, Dira. How you doing? I'm just here looking. Hello, Crystal Harris. Hit that like button. Mercedes be having my back, because I be forgetting to tell y'all. What do you recommend for extremely sensitive skin during flare-up? I use Bioderma now, just wondering what other options. Celeste, if you were still here, flare-up, do you mean eczema? Do you mean psoriasis? You gotta let me know what you mean. But I would say if you have any kind of flare-up, the best thing you want to do is use the least amount of stuff as possible. Bioderma is a good line. Avene, Avene. Let me show you what it looks like. Avene is also a line that is catered to very sensitive skin. Is Flinch also. Let me show you Avène, and right now they're giving a free summer tote when you buy anything. Avène is a good line. Um, People really love their thermal spring water, but they also have things that can help with like the Cicaflate, restorative protective cream. Sometimes good old petroleum jelly helps when you're having a flare up, provided you're not sensitive to anything that's in that. But less is definitely more when you're having a flare up. You might want to switch to a mineral sunscreen during that time, and then follow up with your dermatologist to make sure that you are good. All right. So Stephanie asks, which facial sunscreen? Hi, Stephanie. Do you recommend for dry skin in the summer? I use a glow stick by Oil of Olay in the wintertime, but it's a little bit too glowy for the summer. Okay, so since you're already in the Olay family, I like their Super Cream SPF 30. It's super creamy. However, the ingredients in it give you a nice matte finish, so it doesn't feel super heavy. Also, Biore Japan has a lot of really nice, super lightweight, super hydrating sunscreens. If you're looking to, do something that's not an American sunscreen, those are really good. First Aid Beauty, their sunscreen is nice, but it can be a little. I find I like, but then again, I have oily skin. I really love that First Aid Beauty sunscreen milk. Let me show you what it look like. This is nice, but I do find that it is a little too glowy for me when it gets really warm. But if you have dry skin, that might be fine. But as of now, I've been using the Olay Super Cream SPF 30. That's amazing. And it has like these kind of like it's not going to give you like a Instagram like filter blur, but it has like these kind of like smoothing properties that help to give the skin like a nice matte glow. Sounds like an oxymoron. But it's like you get the radiance without the grease. All right, so let me move this. Nana said that she's been using the La Roche-Posay since she was a teenager because of not your Crisco producing skin. Stop it. And it's still the same. I just embrace it because no wrinkles in it comes in handy after I wash my hands. Oh my god. The lashes I have on. So my friend used to sell lashes. She don't sell them no more. So I bought and then you could reuse these a bunch of times too. To be honest, I don't like my friend from Big Chop Hair used to sell them. Hi JK. I'm close to 50, never had many problems with my skin, but now I want good skincare routine to firm and moisturize the skin. Any suggestions? I would say definitely make sure that you're using a sunscreen, a retinoid at night, and some sort of antioxidant. Do I sound stuffy? I'm trying so hard to talk through the stuffiness. An antioxidant, some sort of antioxidant serum, or even like if you could get an antioxidant moisturizer with SPF, everything all in combined, that's even better. But an antioxidant and sunscreen during the day, a retinoid at night. And I would say like whatever moisturizer you're using now, if you feel like it's not enough, look for creamier, thicker kind of moisturizers. And I don't think I have a video. I'm trying to think if I have a video that might help you. I'll come back to that. Thank you for your question, JK. Venus, hi. Yep, that's my little sister. Ain't I'm that's my sister. Sarah's so pretty. Too Faced. I need no new mascara myself. Too Faced and Brown was nice. Urban Decay Clump so bad. Oh man. For oily skin, I use the Innisfree No White Cast Daily UV Defense Sunscreen after I use an oil-free moisturizer like Acure. Dami Coco. She said, oily gal, mineral SPF approved and available at Sephora. 1, Iris and Romeo SPF 50, instant glow and bronze glow, doubles as a primer too. Oh, wow. And In Beauty, Project Spectrum in medium deep, get a sample. Okay. I'm so glad you're here, precious and rare one. So happy. All right. She said, meanwhile, I'm in my house dress. Listen, usually I give, y'all know how I come through with on lives. Usually I ain't got no makeup on either and whatnot, but I just so happen to try to film. I'm not brave enough. We family know, but I'm scared. Y'all don't be scared. You guys are so always nervous meeting Danielle and all of you. Wow, you all are gonna make me cry. Girl, you made my night. Cause I'd be like, it's so many of you guys that I see your comments, and I'd be like, oh my God, I wonder what they look like. Like, oh my God, I feel like we can hang out. I feel like we can hang out or whatever. And it'd just be from like your comments. Like, you could be a killer. I wouldn't know. So it's good to see a face to the comments and the names. That was very sweet and special. Thank you so much for coming up. Oh, it's a girl. I'm goofy all the time. I stay having technical difficulties. Everyone rose and pimple patches. Oh, she was happy my lingerie said until I got the courage to say hello to everyone. I love that. Oh, Dami Coco. See, I love when you guys have. Oh, I got a new package. I gotta go downstairs and get it. When you guys also have answers. So Dami Coco says Naturium 10%, azelaic acid 10%, and tranexamic 5% works amazing. Now 15% as azelaic acid prescribed was goat status. Yes. And let me tell you something, guys. Like, honestly, maybe I should do a video on this. I don't know, but the wonderful world of prescription skincare, like, I talk about it often, at least once a month with the sponsor agency, but like, it's amazing. So with agency, you can't like, they go through, you send a couple of pictures, you take a quiz, they go through your history, whatever, blah 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 blah, right? It's all done virtually, and they'll give you a prescription, a custom prescription, of which it could be azelaic acid. I'm not going to say it's going to be 15% for everybody, because everybody's going to be different. It depends on what happens during your consultation and your skin and whatnot. But typically with prescription skincare, obviously you have to go to a doctor and go and find a doctor, get a prescription. With agency, you can skip all of that and just go directly. They have a future formula that typically contains tretinoin in it. They have a dark spot formula. It has a number of different ingredients, of which include azelaic acid. There's one that contains hydroquinone, things that you can only get at the prescription level. And when I tell you, like, some people spend a lot of money. They think like, oh, let me spend a whole bunch of money on like this bougie over-the-counter skincare, when you can get something prescription that's going to work a million times better, and it doesn't cost as much, So I'll put them in the description. This video itself isn't sponsored, but they are a sponsor of the channel. I will put. Ooh, all of a sudden, I'm mad hungry. I'm like mad hungry. I'm like, I don't even know what I want to eat. I'm so scared to eat outside food because have such a sensitive stomach. But I'm hungry. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna cook. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put the agency information in the description. We have some amazing sponsors. Like they be coming through. So when you see a sponsorship on a video, don't be skipping through, okay? Because I'm not gonna steer y'all wrong. Where's the thing? Oh, I'm not gonna steal y'all wrong sponsorship or not, okay? Okay. I keeps it 100. Okay. Girl, you look that good without makeup on. This one of them girls that be like so pretty and they be like humble, like, oh my god, I was gonna put on makeup, but like alpha arbutin. Alpha arbutin is okay. I would say that it's not like a heavy hitter. Alpha arbutin is usually something that they give you when you're very sensitive or like you're in a certain life stage, like if you're pregnant or something like that. It's usually a substitute for but alpha arbutin can work, but it's not gonna do the heavy hitting. Like if you're really trying to, the alpha arbutin is kind of like, but for certain people, like if you're very sensitive, then that's the goat for you. Hello, Fab Mish. How are you, darling? Any tips on hormonal acne? Okay, so this is a good one too. So with hormonal acne, I would say that if you could figure out keep a diary. I don't know why I'm doing like this. If you can figure out if you can keep a diary of what you eat, and what you put on your skin, that'll be great because then you can notice any kind of any triggers. You can it can help you to figure out what your triggers might be. And then I would also say that, sorry, I felt like I had something in the corner of my mouth. I would also say that is something to talk to your primary care could probably help you out, but I would say mostly your OBGYN to talk to them about that, because depending on your age, there might be something that they can do to kind of help balance things out. Typically, when you're younger, they might give you some what's the thing called spironolactone. I can't speak English, but there are certain medications they can give you to help with your hormones, which can help with then settling your hormonal acne. Because if you're constantly putting topical medication on to cure it, and then you in a vicious cycle, you kind of want to see what the root cause is. There's a video that we just did, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Hold on, let me get some crackers or something, because I'm like, yo. Like out of nowhere, I was like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. But yeah, talk to your OBGYN and see, because it might be something that's an easy fix, Oh my god, and those recipes are really, really good. I need to go through and find new things, because I've been eating the same things and I'm kind of getting bored, and I need to kind of find some new ones. But yeah. Hey, Stephanie. My first live on my channel. I love a good live chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, beautiful. Yep. We be chatting it up. Nana says she uses Aquaphor for her extremely sensitive skin. Famisha, I wanted to know how to handle inflammation in the face during that time of month and not. as I eat a salty cracker. Check out this video. Hold on. All right. Let me. All right. So this video right here, this is on anti-inflammatory diets and how they can help with your face, because certain foods and whatnot can be puffing you up. I noticed it's so crazy. Before I got COVID, what I was eating, what did I keep eating? I don't know, but I think there was like I was going back to back with like eating out, and I usually don't eat out a lot. And then I was eating a lot of things with sugar, and I could tell like right away. I was like, "Oh my god, like why does my face look so like puffy?" I felt like I looked and felt like I gained 20 pounds. And then I was like, "Oh, cuz I've been eating sugar like it's my job." And in realizing that, drinking more water, I have not I have not worked out since last week Thursday because COVID got me. But working out helps as well. Wait, what was the question? Oh, there we go. Working out helps as well. And it's kind of hard because when that time comes on, all you want to do is just so maybe kind of do things in moderation, like keep a food diary, maybe allow yourself, one sugary treat instead of like 5 or 6, Does anyone have recommendations for body lotions that glow and last most of the days? Most my legs do not want me to be great and are ashy unless I put body oil like I'm Korean fried chicken. You might need to layer, like put like as soon as you get out the shower, your skin's a little damp, put on a body butter and then put on an oil on top of that to kind of get that really like because I'm trying to think. Because I usually don't like to wear my body butters in the summer because it's, like I'm sweating and it's a little too much. And then they usually don't go well with my sunscreen. But in the summertime, let me show you. No, I don't feel it. All right, I'll show you I'll show you. Actually, there's a video I did. Where would that video be? Okay. I'm having COVID brain, but the product is the Neutrogena sunscreen ultra sheer. Okay. This is for the summer. Let me tell you something. This is freaking amazing. All right. Let me see. This one here is the SPF. Hold on. This one here is the SPF 45, but they have, 50, 60, 70, whatever. But when I tell you, you know what? I'm going to have to get up and show you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go get the product and show you. All right. So I have the SPF 70 version of this, and I want to say, no, it was the Beach Defense because I recently got 2 of the Beach Defense for less than the price of 1 at Costco. Like, if you have a Costco membership, make sure you go through the beauty aisles. They don't always have the same products all the time, but it's worth it because you might find a really, really good deal. But this, when I tell you, you're gonna put your moisturizer on because this is not a moisturizer. But the glow that this gives. So you see how like wet and glowy my skin looks? Like, obviously you're gonna rub it in so that your skin, you don't have any skip areas on your skin. But this is gonna give you, I don't know if you can really see it, but this is gonna give you a beautiful sheen, and it's sunscreen. And it kind of like, because you want to keep that glowy look up, it kind of forces you to keep reapplying your sunscreen throughout the day. Like this, like if I'm wearing something sleeveless, strapless or whatever, I'd just be like, shh, so that you can get that glisten. I'd be spraying this all on my legs and on my arms and everything, and I just be like glistening. That's good. Well, I'm so behind. FP Min said, sorry I'm late to the party. I'll be 53 next week. Happy birthday. I think I'm combination and I'm pleased with my face overall, but my nose now has large. I'm going to assume you meant like large pores. I would try something like a BHA liquid, like the Paula's Choice or the Paula's Choice 2% BHA. Or any salicylic acid toner. All right, here's what this looks like. This is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA. That is going to help. Damn pop-ups. That is going to help clear out the pores. Now the thing is with pores, right? There's this misconception, and it's in a lot of marketing, and I freaking hate it because I always have to like counter the marketing. You cannot shrink your pores. You can't change the size of your pores. You can make it appear smaller by doing things like making sure the pores are clean, which is something you can do with a BHA. You can also tighten the skin around it with something like a retinoid, or even something like red light therapy can help with pores, because it's not necessarily changing the size of the pore, it's tightening the skin. So like if you think of like a balloon that has a whole bunch of like pock marks in it, and once that once the once once the wow, once the balloon is like deflated, like the pores and the holes look a little bit more, larger and open, and then you inflate the balloon and all of a sudden the holes look like tighter. It's not because the pore size changes, because the skin is like more snatched, right? Okay, that's kind of like an analogy that I hope helped. So those are ways in which to help with the appearance of pores, but you can't actually change the size of the pores. I know that's something that they like to lie and talk about. You got to get you a spray moisturizer. Aquaphor has one that comes in a. Does it just spray look like this? I think it. So there's an Aquaphor spray that looks like it comes in a container like this, and you can get in the back, or however you want to. And then they have lotion sprays as well too that you can spray back there. The Aquaphor I think is better because, especially in the wintertime, because I always get like this really dry patch in the middle of my back, like almost like an eczema patch if I don't take care of it. And that Aquaphor spray is great because it has like the petroleum jelly in it to kind of help prevent water loss. Keep talking up stuffy too. Wait, it's so funny how y'all already answered some of these questions. All right. Now my mama was in the chat. Are you still here, Mom? Hi, Mom. Ooh. You know what's funny? I hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose. I made a pasta, but I think something last I was good today, but the other day I think the ground beef kind of messed me up. What you get from the Chinese store, girl? Give me some. Since I seen your channel, I feel like a good connection, and girl, I'm forever glad I found your channel and you. I hope you feel better heading out. I'll watch replay. Oh, thank you, Venus. She probably gone. This was she sent when did she send this at 9:14. Yeah, she gone. This consistency journal, Mercedes. Food is the biggest trigger. Going dairy free really helps. Helps. Listen, yes, because dairy didn't affect me in the way that like it would give me acne or anything like that, but dairy definitely bloats me. It makes me inflamed. I just be all inflamed on the inside, and my poor stomach be hurting. So I'm definitely way spironolactone. That's what I was trying to say before. Um, the I'm way less bloated with going dairy free, but you have to really check these labels because there will be dairy, and I'm not saying everybody go dairy free because everybody can tolerate things differently, but if you are considering that dairy might be one of your triggers, you really have to read labels because like the other day I wanted a grilled cheese with bacon, and I got some like these dairy-free cheeses. Where is it? Oh, that's what I might have me. Oh, wait. Oh, here's the cheese. These dairy-free cheeses from Daya. I got an American, and then cheddar. These melt really well and taste like I mean, they don't taste exactly like cheese, but it's good enough. And then like I will put a little truffle salt, so it could be like a little truffle with some thick cut bacon from Costco. But I had to be very careful, and it took me a good couple of minutes to find a bread that didn't have milk in it. So you gotta really check the labels, even things like chips. One time I remember I fucked up a bag of Funyuns, and I was just like, and then like within a couple of minutes, my stomach was like, oh my god, emergency! Like I was toe up from them Funyuns for a good 12 hours, right? Then I was like, yo, what the hell? What? Looked at the ingredients, contains milk ingredients. So there are a lot of chips, there are a lot of breads. What else is something that I kind of got to look for? It's just so many things. And even like if I go to like a coffee shop and I'm like, all right, let me get a little oat milk latte or whatever. Even the things that have like oat milk, coconut milk, or whatever can still have some sort of dairy in it. So you really gotta be mindful. I don't want to waste time and threw something on and got on. I will email it if I try to do a beat. It looks like the answers is beat me for. Girl, stop! You are so funny. Um, First time viewer. I'm 53 next. Oh, okay. We talked about this. Oh, very large pores. Okay, I don't wear makeup at all. Any skincare suggestions? Wait, is this the same person or am I tripping? But I think I answered this already. I think, right? Like, is this? I don't know. if this is the same person. Danny! How you doing? You know what's so crazy? So I was looking at the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and sometimes it'll tell me it'll have a section with like the top commenters, and I saw you on there and I was like, oh my god, Danny, me and you, let's never part. How you doing, girl? I need some sex. I gotta go grocery shopping. Let me turn my oven on. Somebody said Korean fried chicken, and I just got some ideas. But I'm gonna be good because I think something that they put in the sauce might have dairy in it. So I'll be like, oh Lord. We still here, Altoya. Unfortunately, the best oils in reference to longevity is that bootleg oil lady uptown. Seriously. I even tried spraying toner into my legs with lotions and oils onto my alligator legs. The ash is real. Are y'all up? Well, I hate to, bring up a sore spot with some of y'all, but if y'all still taking them hot showers, that could be contributing to, the dry skin. But some of y'all get a little sensitive when I talk about your hot ass showers. Mercedes says she puts jojoba oil all over her body while it's still damp. Then on top, I'll use either Vaseline or Eucerin Intensive Repair Lotion. Should I put sunscreen on before or after my body shimmer? I would put it on before. Or you can get a body sunscreen that has shimmer in it already, so you already have the 2 steps. M. Badger said Ross really have a large selection of quality products for less. Oh, I haven't been in a Walgreens in a minute, but they have their own dupe to the Polish Choice exfoliator. Any good recommendations on Good Molecules hyperpigmentation products? They have 2. They have one that's a body product, body hyperpigmentation is tricky to treat. You have to be so patient because the body skin is a little bit different. You have to be diligent and really, really patient. Wear your sunscreen when it comes to body discoloration, and sometimes you're gonna need to see a pro, like for some of the, like if it's really, really, really something that you're really trying to fix. Me, because excuse me, because I'm so clumsy. I have bruises, bumps, mosquito bites, cat scratches, all kinds of stuff on my legs. I don't even bother because I'm like, I know I can go and get a chemical peel or something, and but why waste the time and the money when I'm just going to banging up my legs again anyway? So either you gonna get these scratches and these mosquito bites and whatnot, or if it's like really something like where I'm like, okay, let me cover this up, I'll put on some body makeup, which there's this product from Westmore Beauty, and I really love the brush that goes with it, and you kind of buff it on, and it's really nice. I can't remember the shade names, but I wear the second to last deepest shade. Now for the face with the Good Molecules, I would say it depends on how old the hyperpigmentation is. If it's something that like, you got a pimple last week and you have a dark spot, you could use that. Make sure that you're wearing sunscreen and you're being gentle in your skincare routine. But if they're older dark spots, I'm going to send y'all a link to a video. And please watch the video because I feel like the point that I make a lot about levels when it comes to your dark spots, I feel like it gets overlooked because people are looking for like these over the counter treatments are good, but like you got to get in there when the spots are still fresh. But if you've had the spots for a while, you need more. Getting dark, getting. I was gonna put getting dark spots, getting rid of dark spots. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to get caught up on these products. Hi, Mrs. Jones. Thoughts on vitamin C? Some estheticians say it's useless with skin of color. Okay, so vitamin C, there's different types. So there's the pure ascorbic acid vitamin C, and then there's like the derivative. So each one does something a little bit different. The pure vitamin C is where you're gonna get like the collagen production, stimulation, and you'll get some brightening and it kind of helps with hyperpigmentation. I would have to say that vitamin C alone, I would agree with some of the estheticians that if you're using vitamin C in your routine is helpful in terms of it being an antioxidant that's going to help with um, fighting things like free radicals, environmental damage, UV, especially pairing an antioxidant like vitamin C with sunscreen is definitely going to help to protect you from environmental damage during the day. So I wouldn't say that vitamin C is useless altogether for skin of color, but I will say that on its own, if you're using it on its own to try to get rid of hyperpigmentation, I would say that it needs something else with it, like some other type of like kojic acid, hydroquinone, azelaic acid. Yeah, it's nuanced. I wouldn't say that it's completely useless, that no person of color should use vitamin C, because I use am I using vitamin C? Yeah, my Olay Super Serum has vitamin C in it. And I've used vitamin C serums in my daytime routine for years, but when it comes to hyperpigmentation, you might need something else in conjunction with the vitamin C. Okay, good. I did reply to you. I'm glad I could help. Thank you for asking your question. Hey, Undefined Beauty. This is an amazing Black-owned skincare brand. They have mineral sunscreen. They have a sunscreen oil that looks beautiful on the face, and you can put it on the body as well. And they have other amazing products that I love. Make sure you check out Undefined Beauty, you guys. I am so behind in this chat. Mercedes, me and you, we get each other. I thank you, Mercedes. Oh, have you tried eating right for your blood type? Ooh, I'm gonna look at that. Hi, Mom. Hope you're doing well. I'm adopting you as my mom too. Yes, I always forget to show. Hopefully y'all didn't hear that. Oh no, there was a little hole in my shirt and I just made it worse. So this is this consistency diary. Okay, this is my diary here that I created for you guys. And ooh, a little blown out here with the white pages. So basically, it is a diary in which you'll get some information, some helpful skincare guides, but the meat of the book is that it's a journal where you can write down what you're using in your skincare routine, so you can notice any patterns. It can keep you skin-sistent. Yeah, and then there's areas where you can write notes. You can figure out what your favorite products are, and you can keep notes on how your skin looks and feels. And this is something that's really great because if you see an esthetician or a dermatologist and they're like, what have you been using on your skin? And then you're like hemming and hawing, like, you just bring this and you can refer to your notes, okay? So it is very multifaceted. And I don't even think I have the link to it in. Hold on, y'all. Because the lives don't automatically pop up with the because I got a what you call it, an automatic description box thing, but it doesn't work on lives. So let me put it in the description on the live. I put chop this sunscreen. I meant chop this video. All right, let's see. Oh shoot, I'm A negative, vegan, plant based. Yeah, nah, I need. See, I always joke around and say I'm a meat vegan because I can't eat dairy, and a lot, obviously vegan is non-dairy, but I needs my meat. Yes, they do make some awesome dairy-free cheese. So meat is good, but no dairy. Oh my God, I forgot to turn mine on. Oh my Lord. All right. Now that I reminded you and I forgot still. Okay, Zaid said she stopped them hot showers a while ago. Here's the culprit. Right there. Are resurfacing face refracturing? That says refracturing, right? I'm not tripping. Hi, Tidra. Are refracturing facials bad for women of color? I had one done and I've had a breakout on parts of my face I haven't had since I was a teenager. Now I know the refracturing is. Did you get a laser? I don't think I've heard of refracturing facials, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It just means that I'm like I don't know. Let me see refracturing. Now the thing is, if you get a breakout after a treatment, it doesn't necessarily mean. Oh, okay, okay. So Google said refracturing facial likely refers to laser skin resurfacing. Which now the fractional lasers usually aren't for us. Which one did they use? I don't know if you would know what they use. Maybe you can ask them, but excuse me. Having a breakout after a treatment doesn't necessarily mean that the treatment was bad for you because sometimes these treatments kind of speed up the skin's regeneration process. So, it kind of pulls up things that would have come up a little bit later on. So you can tell me a little bit more about what you got, Tidra. All right. Bronze Radiance from Westmore Beauty is amazing. Have you all heard about hydrofacials and what do you think about them? Some coworkers told me about them. Yeah, I've had a hydrofacial a couple of times. They're like the alternative because I don't know if you remember when they were doing the microdermabrasion. This is a much more gentle, like I guess, alternative to the microdermabrasion. I've had hydrofacials before. I like them. Sephora used to do them as like a mini version of it. I don't think they do that anymore though. Won't be a lobster because my shower's been boiling. I tried lukewarm and it didn't feel the same. This also explains why I go through my shower so quick. Hi, Dira. Oh my god. Altoya, my scars are a bit older. I'll definitely watch the video. I've been trying to lay off the hot showers as well. Come into the light. No more hot showers. Yes, please watch the video because it's like there's layers to it, and the video will explain like the different what do you call it procedures that are available. Are you still using your red light masks? Yep. As a matter of fact, I used them yesterday. Have you ever been to Fleur de Lis in Brooklyn for a facial? Oh, you just reminded me. I hit one of the because they're sisters who are sisters. I hit them up, and I don't know if it was my scattered brain or I don't want to accuse somebody else of having a scattered brain, but I was trying to get them to come on the channel. She was like, yeah, let's do it. But I think she got busy and didn't see, didn't see my text. But I've been there. I went there a while back for some treatments, and I like them. I don't know. I think, are you talking about the red light mask? Yes, they are on Amazon. Hold on. I'll find it. Eye Restore. Do they have a bundle? All right. Check between their website and Amazon and see who's offering a deal because hold on. I'm going to put the link there. Yeah, try to. Oh Lord. Ooh. Look between Amazon and their website and see who has the better deal. Because sometimes one will have a sale and versus the other. Sometimes they're the same price, but like if you make sure you get the best price. I'm putting it in the description now because if I say that I'm going to do it later, no, I'm not. I am definitely for sure going to forget. All right. The eye mask. All right. That is in the description. Let's see. Have you or anyone tried using gummies that help keep you smelling good down below? If so, what brands have you tried? I have not. Has anybody? Let Coley Cole know. Just to get some decent stuff. Resurfacing. Okay. Is it how bad? How bad is the breakout? I don't want to say because I know that I know we're not supposed to do Fraxel, but there might be other resurfacing. Resurfacing. Oh wait, we can use Fraxel. Okay. Some CO2 and fractional lasers are generally considered safe and effective for skin rejuvenation and darker skin tones. Okay, so this is one of those incidents where hopefully you went to somebody who knows what they're doing. But getting a breakout doesn't necessarily mean that something bad happened. But I would check in with the person who gave you the treatment and just let them know what's happening. Smitty Buckshot, yes, I made it. I thought I was gonna miss the live. How do you feel about the Alpha Red overnight cream, or is it anything else that's out now for cheaper that's similar? Oh my God, those Alpha Red. Hey, Smitty Buckshot. Those Alpha Red products, I have not tried it. Those Alpha Red products sound freaking amazing. Let me see what's in it from Skin Better Science. Oh wait, this combines retinoid and alpha hydroxy acid. Infused with retinol and lactic acid, it accelerates skin renewal for a visibly smoother complexion. Damn. I actually this has all of the things in it: niacinamide, glycolic, retinol, lactic acid. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna order this and try it. They got an itty bitty 0.17. I'm gonna see what other websites, because it sounds freaking amazing. But I want to say, all right, certain things, like if I'm like, oh my god, I love the texture, blah 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 blah. I won't want an alternative. I want that. Like, like sometimes it can be that way. But I've never tried this before myself, so I don't know what it feels like. It sounds freaking amazing. But I will say 1.7 ounce of this is $200, $199.79. 1 ounce is $139.48. I will say that a lot of the stuff that it's giving, you can probably just get some tretinoin, which when you first get it, I mean, okay, so if you do it through something like agency, you don't have to like go to a dermatologist, pay a copay, and all that other stuff, right? Agency is a supporter of the channel, one of the brand. What's not supporter? What's the word? Oh, I've got COVID brain. An advertiser. So they've advertised on the channel. As a matter of fact, I've got an advert with them coming out this Sunday. I think that if you're not already using tretinoin, to look into doing agency. I have the link in the description of this video. Look into that, because you can probably get, although it's not a moisturizer with all these amazing things that the Skin Better Science cream has, I will say that using tretinoin and then just like your regular moisturizer could wind up just giving you the same type of effects anyway. So that I would say would be an alternative. Because a lot of these skincare products that you buy over the counter, they promise so much, but they can only do but so much because they're over the counter. You know what I mean? So I would go that route. But I'm still curious personally, so I might get that and try it. I've gotten into dermaplaning. At home. Any recs on the best tools, blades? I love the ones from Dermaflash. Like, those are always going to be like A1 for me. They do make you got to be careful with these dermaplaning tools though, because not all of them are made equally, and sometimes you can wind up nicking the skin, and that's the last thing you want to do. So Dermaflash is my top pick. I see Shona likes violence. If hot showers are wrong, I don't want to be right. Mel Love, hey boo, do you have any recommendations? Does anybody have any recommendations for a microneedling spot in California? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yes, my journal is on Amazon. It's through their, like, what's it called? KDP? Like, where you put the book and it's printed to order and that kind of stuff. Does anyone have any tips for lightening dark heels? Randomly noticing my mom getting some dark spots on her heels, and we're trying to figure that out. That actually just sometimes comes with age. Like, you get those like age spots. I'm starting to get like the light spots on my legs, like the hypopigmentation spots on my legs. That's just kind of something that comes with age sometimes. But also make sure that it's not like check it for symmetry, because if it looks like, you go Google like a symmetry test, like a skin cancer test, like a symmetry test or whatever. Because like if it could just be a dark spot, but you know, like you still want to make sure that it's not like a melanoma or something like that. You could have your real name is Courtney. Hey Courtney. Yes, I like that one in the Alto Advanced Defense and Repair Serum by them, but that price tag is healthy. Sometimes these brands, I be like, yo, your stuff is so expensive when people can either put like $20 more or save a little bit more and go get a dermatologist treatment that's gonna do more. You know, that's gonna do more. I don't know. Sometimes that's hard because I know what it's like to love a product that costs a little bit too much. Mama gonna have to stop leaning on them elbows because the more that she rests on them, the more that you're gonna like. You know, the skin is supposed to. It's kind of supposed to be a little bit darker because it's thicker. It helps to facilitate movement. So excuse me. And I feel like this one's a little darker than the other, which might make sense because I'm right-handed, and when I drive, I probably have my elbow resting on the thing here, so that might make a little sense. But hey, it happens. She's gonna have to lay off the stuff. She can use something like Amlactin, which is a lactic acid body moisturizer. You can get it at like CVS, Walgreens. Right. 1.7 for $200. Carousel for the feet. Yes. Carousel is freaking amazing for dry heels, but you make sure that you put some plastic wrap and then put some socks on because I'm telling you, the carousel is gonna be amazing, but the last thing you want to do is wind up slipping and sliding and busting your ass on the floor from it. The Miss Half Alive on All This Adulted. Oh man, we missed you. All right, let's see. Has anybody used? Hey, El Bolden. Has any? Oh my God, my arm was moving, and I thought it was you moving. I was like, yo, how'd you get your profile picture to move? Has anybody used the Medicube skincare device? Anybody? This is so true. We just end up being born with discoloration and darkening in places we did nothing to contribute to. O'Keefe's is they've another sponsor of the channel. This is their working hands, which I love. It now comes in a pump, but they also have a thicker one for feet and an even thicker one for hands too. What is the secret to celebrity legs? Skin be flawless. It'd be a lot of like. I would not be surprised if they're not using like some combination of this spray because this spray is freaking amazing. And especially if you're using it in conjunction with some sort of like bronzing product and then like a spray like this, and they might even be putting setting spray over that to kind of just like keep it. But a lot of times also with things that people are doing for celebrities, sometimes it's like a sometimes it's like a for the moment kind of thing. So like if a celebrity has to be on a red carpet or if they're going to be on a television show or whatever, sometimes they do things that are impractical just for that moment. But then like for you and I in our regular everyday lives, like it would make zero sense. So I wouldn't even be surprised if they're not putting like Crisco oil on their legs to really get it to look amazing. Whereas, you know, I know people in their real lives who've used Crisco on their body to give it like that really nice shine, but I don't know if I would want to put Crisco on me. I think you can make a case for using both, not at the same time, but like kind of alternating. I love using, all of a sudden I can't read. Oh, I love using hyaluronic acid on my face. Is there a is there a hyaluronic acid you'd recommend for the body? Could I just add hyaluronic into a CeraVe lotion? It probably has it already in there, but I would say that 9 times out of 10, your body lotion probably has hyaluronic acid in it. But more than that, it probably has glycerin, which is something that is going to help to attract water to the skin. And then most importantly for the body, it'll probably already be in your lotion anyway, but something like a ceramide, or something that is going to prevent water loss, like a shea butter or petrolatum or something like that. Because hyaluronic acid is amazing for the face, but it might not be as much of a heavy hitter on the body. Although I've seen body washes that have hyaluronic acid in it as well, but yeah, because I think my Olay body wash that I like has hyaluronic acid in it. But glycerin is also good too. As a matter of fact, in some circumstances, glycerin can be better than hyaluronic acid. Stephanie says, "Don't sleep on the Vaseline Illuminate Me Shimmer Oil. Amazing topper." Okay. Oh, I'm actually up to date with the comments. All right, y'all. We've been on here for 2 hours. I think I've answered all the questions. Wait, somebody said something about Korean chicken legs. I'm so greedy. I do my Korean fried chicken legs with the answer. I use olive oil sometimes though. All right, you guys. So I'm going to head out because I'm pretty sure you have had enough of me sounding stuffy and coughing for the last 2 hours. Thank you all for joining in. We got a new video coming out on Sunday. This Sunday's video is everything that I did to rejuvenate my under eye area. So these are videos that I've done over the years, but it's like everything in one nice, neat spot. So please check it out when it comes out this Sunday. If you are a member, it is already available for you to watch, albeit without a thumbnail. Victoria, I didn't see. You have acne scars and you want to know how to clear them. Hey, Victoria. I'm assuming on your face. So what you can do, let's see what I mean. Oh, I got a bunch of new comments that came in and I'm like, oh no, I got dragged back in. All right. Acne scars and how to clear them. I'm assuming these are on your face. Are you still here? Are you still there, Victoria? So what you can do, if it depends on if they are pitted, like if they're like really, is she still here? I wish I could see a picture of them. So, okay, so let me try to give you some general advice without having, any other knowledge about your situation. Yes, face. Okay. So you can definitely make sure you continue to use your sunscreen. I would look into using a retinoid at night. Retinoids are amazing for helping with boosting collagen, smoothing the skin. I would look into LED red light. I've talked about that a couple times on the channel. That's something that's going to help to tighten the skin, thereby making the acne scars less apparent. However, if they're like really deep pitted, that's something that, like, if you're looking for a more dramatic difference, that's something that a Skin of Color Pro would be able to help you out with. There's a couple of treatments. Sometimes people use things like injectables. Sometimes there's some prescription creams that can help. Sometimes certain lasers can help with the acne scars. But if you're just trying to get it to look a little bit better at home, sunscreen, look into using a retinoid at night, and look into using an LED red light mask. I linked to some in the description. I think the red light, like I like red light is something that I didn't talk about a lot because I hadn't used it before. And I'm using it and I have seen what it can do. And like, I'm like, ooh. So look into the red light. Now, the devices at first, when you first look at the price, it might be like, oh my God, oh my damn. Because the one that I use is $500. However, they have some coupons, a 10% coupon and a 30% coupon, depending on qualifying purchase. But red light is freaking amazing with rejuvenating the skin. It can do a lot more than, like, obviously you do your skincare and then you use a red light, but using the red light can do a lot more than just using skincare. So look into that. But I would say ultimately, if you're looking for something super dramatic, and it's still going to take time even when you go to a pro, because you know it takes a couple of series of these sessions with a pro. So with that, you have them on your cheeks mostly, yeah. So hopefully what I said helped. Let me know. I'll stay on for a little bit longer for you, Victoria. And yes, you are gorgeous, girl. Let me know if that helped. Wait, I didn't know you can have private chats. I just saw this. Oh shoot. Sarah, I just saw you. I know. Oh, listen, Liv. Look, I'm glad you mentioned this because I've been saying I wanted to have excuse me, a New York City meetup. And I keep forgetting to start the get the ball rolling. Thank you, Mercedes. All right. So Victoria, hopefully, you know what I said helped. Okay, good. That was helpful. Thank you for that. Okay. And then like if you could hit me up on if you have Instagram, or if not, email me. But in the email put like a title like, "Dale, help me please," or something like that, because I get a lot of stupid emails that I gotta like sift through. So if you put a good title in there, then I know that, like, oh, it's from Victoria. All right. Anyway, y'all, goodbye.